Yes. So now today we are going to discuss about last two chapters. That is chapter 5 company management and chapter 6 company meeting. So already we have gone through first four chapters. So let us discuss now all the questions of 6, 12 and 24 marks question. Now we are going to see. So now first 6 mark question. Write a note on qualification and disqualification of company director. So in the company management, there are mainly two concepts. One is company director and one more is company secretary. So that we need to see. Then explain the term company secretary. That is one more question frequently asked for 6 marks. Then 12 mark question. List out the various duties of company director. That is one question asked repeatedly. And one more thing, define company secretary and state the various qualification of company secretary. Yes, that is 12 mark. And 24 mark question, discuss the provisions of Companies Act regarding appointment and removal of company director. Then who is a director? Explain power, duties and liabilities of company director. That is one more question. So there are two questions of 24 mark is given, but concept is only one. So director, so either any one of these question you will get. You can see in your question paper from this chapter, 24 mark. So now we are going to see one by one the concept. So as per the question itself, now we are going to discuss. First thing is qualification of director. So what and all qualities or what and all qualification he must have to become a director, that we need to see. First one, he must be an individual. So that is the first condition. So he must be a person basically. Then he must be competent to enter into a contract. That is one more basic condition of valid contract. Then after that, holding a share qualification if required by the articles of association of the company. So in the last class also this concept came, that share qualification. So some told that now this concept is not exist, that is it is not there now, share qualification. What is share qualification? Basically it is a minimum number of shares to be subscribed by the director. So holding certain number of shares makes the director eligible. So that is nothing but qualification of director. So there are three basic qualification. After that comes disqualification of director. What and all disqualification is having? Suppose if he is of unsound mind, then he cannot become a director. That is the first thing. So these are basic things. Next, insolvent. Suppose if he is unable to pay off his debts, then he cannot become a director. Then person who has been sentenced for an offense, that is, suppose he has done any crime, then he cannot become a director. Then person who has not paid call money on his qualification share, that is, suppose there is a partly paid shares and call money is not paid, in that case he is not liable to become a director. One who has not filed annual account or annual return for any continuous period of 3 financial years. So that is one more thing. Last thing is there is one number called DIN, that is director identification number. So that has to be obtained by the director from central government. So if he has not obtained that number, then he is not eligible to become a director. So these are the thing, qualification and disqualification of director. Qualification 3 points and disqualification 6 points are there. So this type of question comes for 6 marks. Then company secretary. So what do you mean? Who is a company secretary? So company secretary is nothing but is a principal officer for the administrator of the administration of a company. Then he is responsible for implementation of all policy decision taken by a director in successful administration of business and fulfilling all legal requirement concerning it. So what you can say in short, a company secretary is a person who is a member of ICSI, that is Institute of Company Secretary of India. So that is the meaning of company secretary or defining the term company secretary. So I have given just the meaning, but when you are writing for 6 marks, you need to elaborate. So that is one more thing. So after that, duties of director. List out the duties of director. It is asked very frequently, 12-mark question. So there are two types of duties. One is statutory duties. What are statutory duties? It is the duties performed by the director under Companies Act. So those duties are known as now statutory duties. So under that, what and all points are there that we need to see. First one, as per the Companies Act of 2013, first thing, to deposit application money in scheduled bank. That is, application money received from the subscriber has to be deposited in one special account opened in one scheduled bank. That is the first thing. And to refund the application money, if minimum subscription amount is not reached, in that case, he should, that is who, your director should refund the application money to the subscriber. So that is one more thing. And to convene and attend the board meeting. So here, what do you mean by convening the board meeting? Anyone? What is convening means? Anyone? What is convening means? What is it? Can
Convening is
anyone-
ending or maybe doing a meeting.
Yes, it is doing or it is organizing. It is nothing but it is organizing or holding one meeting. So to convene and attend the board of meeting. So board meetings are held at least once in 3 months or and 4 times in any financial year. So 3 into 4, that is 12. So that is correct. So next is to convene annual general meeting. So that is once in a year. That is also duty of director. And to appoint first auditor and assistant auditor. So now auditor, whether there can be an external auditor here, whether there is a possibility of external auditor. Anyone?
There can be an independent person
Yes,
auditing.
yes, independent auditor you can take. You can, there is a provision, independent auditor. And to maintain the books of account, to pay dividends. So these are the basic duties of director. Once you, if you go through, that is enough. Then to maintain the statutory book, such as the register of member, register of director. So what is register of director now? It contains the details of all the directors in the company. So whether the company can have more than one director, yes, that is possible. Then there is a provision for appointing substitute director also, that and all there, that we need to see. Then what is register of member? So it contains all the details of members of the company. So that is statutory books. Then after that, general duties. So first one we discussed about statutory duties. Under that we discussed 8 points. After that, general duties of director, second main thing. So under that, there are several points are given. To act within power. So he should not do any act which is ultra virus is the company. So what do you mean by ultra virus act? What is ultra virus act? Anyone? What is ultra virus act?
Beyond the powers.
Yes, correct. Beyond the power of particular authority. So here beyond the power of particular company, suppose that person does any act that is beyond the power, then what happens? So he is liable for that act. And to act in good faith. So that is one more duty of director. And to exercise reasonable care, skill, and diligence. So that is one more thing. So these are all self-explanatory. I cannot go on explaining these basic things now. Not to involve in conflict of interest. So now conflict of interest. Suppose if he does any act on his behalf for his personal benefit or because of him, other are getting some disturbance. In that case, what happens? In that case, the director is liable not to make secret profit. That is one more duty. Not to delegate the duty. Whether director can delegate his duty to someone else, whether that is possible. Director, whether that is possible. Anyone?
Director delegation power. You can't.
Delegation, not
You
possible.
can't have a proxy and all for director. Director can't delegate his duties.
Yes, because he is the main authority, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the main reason here. He cannot delegate his, he cannot assign the duty to someone else. His duty he must perform. Then after that, not to use company's asset for his personal benefit. So that is one more basic duty of director. So there are two types of major duty. That is, first one is statutory duties. After that, general duty. Statutory duty is nothing but as per the provision of Companies Act. So now next question. That is again for 12 mark, qualification of company secretary. So what kind of qualification company secretary must have, or any one of the qualification he should have. So that we need to see. So statutory qualification, first one, he must possess one of the following. What is that? Either he should be a member of ICSI, that is Institute of Company Secretaries of India, or he should be a member of ICAI, that is CA, Institute of Chartered Accountant of India, or degree of any law granted by any university. So LLB, yes, LLB he can. Then after that, what happens? Postgraduate degree in commerce or corporate secretaryship. that is granted by any university in India. So that is one more thing. So if he has any one of these qualifications, then he is eligible to become company secretary. Of course, there is other conditions also. So these are the just minimum basic condition that we need to see. Then after that, other qualification. So what and all other qualification one person should have to become company secretary, that we need to see. Sound general education, he should be a qualified person. Mastery over language, he should be able to communicate in all the necessary languages. And knowledge of office administration, that is important. Knowledge of conveying or holding and engaging the meeting, that is very one more thing. Then knowledge of accounts. Knowledge of account is also needed for company secretary. Then knowledge of banking and finance. So basically all the mainstream subject knowledge you should have. In short, you can say all the mainstream subject knowledge, commerce subject knowledge you should have. Knowledge of banking and finance, knowledge of corporate law, then general knowledge. Most importantly, you should have some common sense. That is very important. So after that, personal quality. Third one is personal quality. He must be unbiased. So he should not favor any one particular party. And sincere, faithful, well-organized, sharp, methodical, then critical thinker, problem solver. Yes, you can add on. So what and all qualities one person should have to become company secretary. So now these three are the main important qualification. One is statutory qualification we have seen, then other qualification, after that personal quality. So to become a company secretary. Then next thing, provisions regarding appointment of director. So now, yes, so this is for 24 mark question comes, provision regarding appointment of director, appointment of first director. So how to appoint first director now? So one person signs the memorandum of association first, known as the first shareholder. First shareholder itself is deemed as a first director until the new director is appointed. Why? Because now only one person is there. After that, there will be lot of members. After that, they will select one person among themselves. So that is one more thing. So after that, appointment by shareholder, that is members itself, that is shareholder itself select one person to become a director of the company. That is one more point, appointment by shareholder. Then appointment by board of director. So under that, various points are there. First one is additional director. So what is this additional director? Anyone additional director? What is this?
You can add directors afterwards in the board meeting. Board of directors, among them, they can appoint other directors if they want. That is
Yeah,
additional director.
what is the minimum this number of director in the case of public and private? Public and private.
3 and 2, 3 and 2, 3 and 2.
Are you sure that is 3 and 2 or 1 and 2?
1 and 2. No, sir, it's 3 and 2.
3 and 2. Appointment
3
by
in public, 2
3
in
public
private.
and 2 in private. So appointment by shareholder, that we discussed. Now appointment by board of director. First one is additional director as per articles. So that is as per articles of association. If there is any provision, so you can add one more additional director. Casual vacancy. So when and all casual vacancy is created, in the case of resignation, death, insolvency, insanity of any director before the expiry of his term. So suppose the term is 5 years. Before the expiry, if anything happens, then same vacancy can be filled by the board by appointing someone else in that particular place. So that is known as casual vacancy. Then after that, alternate director. So what is the alternate director? Alternate director is a director who can take the position of a director in his absence. That is, if a director is absent for more than 3 months from the state in which the board meeting is ordinarily held, in that case, there is a provision of appointing alternate director. So that is the third one. That is third point under appointment by board of director. So next, fourth main thing is appointment of resident director. So resident director means is a resident individual of India. So that is at least more than 182 days he must have stayed in India. So that is the one condition. If he satisfies that, then he becomes a resident director. Appointment of independent director. You can appoint any one person, external director from some other company. So he is an expert in that particular field. So you can appoint that person also. That is appointment of independent director. Appointment by small shareholder. So now there is one condition. In the case of listed company, having more than 1000 shareholder or 1/10 of total member of such shareholder. Suppose there is a 1 lakh shareholder. In that case, 1/10 of 1 lakh. What is the 1/10 of 1 lakh? What is the 1/10 of 1 lakh? 10,000. So 10,000 or 1,000, whichever is lower, must have small shareholder director elected by small shareholder. So there is one separate concept known as small shareholder director elected by small shareholders in the company. So that is sixth point. Appointment of woman director. Now there is a provision. At least one person must be a woman director. Then appointment of nominee director. So it is nothing but giving power to debenture holder or other creditors that they have advanced the money to the company. So they have right to appoint one person in the board of meetings of the company. So suppose company gives that provision, then of course they can appoint nominee director. Then after that, appointment by National Company Law Tribunal. So that is if any provisions are not satisfied, then a Law Company Tribunal board can appoint director. That is ninth point. Yes, these are the points regarding provision regarding appointment of director. After that, provision regarding removal of director. So appointment and removal together, it is asked for 24 marks. Now we need to see removal of director. First thing, removal by shareholder. Because since shareholder himself appoint the person as a director, they have all the right to remove that person. So removal by shareholder. Then special notice by the proposer to be given at least 14 days before the meeting. Suppose there is an intention to remove one particular director, then such notice can be given at least 14 days before the meeting. After that, proper communication to the directors to be removed. So this communication to be given to whom? All the people in the company. All the people, that is all the shareholder or all the members in the company, that is removal by shareholder, and that the second point. Then third one, right of representation. So now representation means director is given some chance. Why he can present something. That is, he can state his opinion that he can, why he should be continuing as a director. He can give his statement. So there is one opportunity is given to the director. After that, circulation of representation, it must be circulated to all the members of the company. Then suppose such circulation of representation is not done, then what happens? Communication during the meeting must be done. Suppose notice is not given, then this representation must be communicated to all the members in the meeting. Discussion at the meeting. What is the discussion? How to remove the director. So what is the procedure of removing the director? An ordinary resolution to remove the director. So now what is the ordinary resolution here? So what is the ordinary resolution? Anyone? What is the ordinary resolution now?
51%.
51%. Yes, 51% of the vote by the shareholder. Any kind of method of voting can be applied. So ordinary resolution may be passed to remove the director. After that, appointment of substitute director. Once the director is removed, the new director is appointed in that particular meeting itself. Means that person is selected in that meeting. And last thing is removal by National Company Law Tribunal. If above procedure is not done, then National Company Law Tribunal can remove the director. So these are the things comes under removal of director. So there are mainly 2 points. One is removal by shareholder. Under that there are several points. After that, removal by National Company Law Tribunal. So these are the things comes. Now next thing, director. Who is a director and what is power, duties and liabilities of director? Now duties we have already discussed. Now here we are going to see power and liabilities of director. First of all, who is a director? The director is a person who acts on his behalf in the managing affairs of the company. He is known as director. So now we need to see the power of director. So all the power we need to see to make a call. So what is call here? Here what is call in this sense? What is call? Anybody? To make call? What call they are talking?
The call of shares. Share call money.
Yeah, share of application, right?
No, in general, if there are any calls also they can make. First call, second call.
First call, second call. Yeah, that is in case there is application money is not paid.
Yeah, application money they can call. Yeah, correct.
Yes. So now first is to make a call. After that, buyback of share. Buyback of share in the last class, I have told that from security premium and from reserve. And there is one more thing. He can company can use the other things also. That is fresh issue. Fresh issue also you can use for the purpose of buying back of share. Buying back means company itself buying its own share, which is already issued. So that is buyback of share. To forfeit the share if there is no non-payment of any call money, and to issue debenture. To issue debenture, he can do. That is a one more power of director. To borrow money. So from whom the director is going to borrow money from public by giving prospectus and by calling for share, and to declare dividend. That is also possible. Dividend may be interim dividend or final dividend, and depending upon the company. To invest funds. To invest funds where? So here where they are going to invest fund, directors. Where they are going to invest fund here? Anyone? Where they are going to invest fund? Yes, you can answer. Invest fund. So this fund here, what happens? Director can invest in different portfolios. Different portfolios, he can invest the fund, or else in some financial institution, reputed financial institution, he can invest the fund. Then to grant loan. To grant loan, that is one more thing, comes as a power of director. And to approve final account, and to diversify the business, to enter into a contract. Since he is the main person, he take care of all the administrative activities of the company. He can enter into a contract and to appoint top executive and supervise their work. That is also one more power of director. See, if you go through the textbook, there will be number of points are given. So I have selected only few points. Then after that, liabilities of director. Now we discuss the powers of director. After that, liabilities of director we need to see. So liability, under that main thing, first one, liabilities against the company. So liabilities against the company, under that various points are there. First thing is Ultra Virus Act. Ultra Virus Act means act which is beyond the power of particular company. Suppose one person does any act which is beyond the power of that company. In that case, director is liable. Breach of trust. So that is one more condition. Suppose if he does any act because of which his reputation or company's reputation is damaged, in that case, director is liable. Negligence, one more thing, and dishonest act. See, this and all you can write in your own word. Negligence, dishonest act. Then activity of co-director. Suppose there is more than one director. Suppose any co-director does any fraudulent activity. Even the main director is responsible, isn't it? Then liabilities against the third party. Main heading liabilities against the third party. Second main. Under that, misstatement in prospectus. Misstatement in prospectus means here if you are giving any fraudulent information by seeing which the shareholders are subscribing the share, by seeing the fraudulent information, then you are liable to the shareholder. Then failure to repay the application money, again director is liable to the shareholder. Acting in their own name, that is means making any secret profit, in that case director is liable. Acting beyond the power, that is nothing but Ultra Virus Act, again director is liable, making their liability unlimited. So there is a provision in the Companies Act that director can make his own liability unlimited. That is with a view of giving security to the creditor. Liability of director could be made unlimited by passing special resolution in general meeting. That is one more provision. So second main head we have discussed now, liabilities against the third party. Third thing, criminal liability. What and all criminal liabilities are there? Default in filing return on allotment with registrar of company. So that filing of return on allotment must be done with registrar of company. If it is not done, then main person director is liable. Default in giving notice to registrar of company in conversion of shares into stock. That is one more thing. Again, director is liable. Failure to hold annual general meeting within a reasonable time. That is 6 months gap. That means usually once in a year annual general meeting is held. If it is not done properly, then director is liable. Misstatement in prospectus issued to public for raising fund, again director is liable. That means criminal liability means it is a punishable offense. So either there is imprisonment or there is a fine. So that is the meaning of criminal liability. So these are the things comes under director's power and liability, 24 mark. Along with that, duties also we discussed in 12 mark problem. So together sometimes they'll ask for 24 mark. So these questions comes in chapter number 5, company management. Now next thing we need to see chapter number 6, that is company meeting. So company meeting, what do you mean by meeting? That and all we need to see. Now 6 mark question, write a note on special resolution. So special resolution and ordinary resolution, what is the meaning? What is the difference in the meaning? And write a note on agenda and quorum of the meeting. That is one more question for 6 mark asked regularly. Then write a note on proxy. Who is that person? Proxy. Write a note on ordinary resolution. That is one more question. And 12 mark. Explain 3 types of resolution passed at general body meeting. So that is 12 mark question. 3 types of resolutions are there. Then who is a proxy? Explain the provisions of Companies Act regarding the appointment of proxy. So that is one more question. Last 24 mark one question, that is explain the requisite of company's general body meeting. So this question I have seen in at least 4 to 5 question paper, 24 mark question. Yes. Now, as per the question, now we are going to discuss the topic. So first thing we are going to discuss about special resolution. So what is a special resolution now? Special resolution means resolution passed by a majority of 3/4 vote. That is nothing but 75% of the vote passed by the member in favor of the motion. So the motion, what is a motion, that we are going to discuss later. So then as per the Companies Act 2013, special resolution is the one which is passed by at least 3/4 majority of vote of the member present in person or by proxy appointed by that person at properly constituted and convened general meeting. So this is the meaning of special resolution. So ordinary resolution more than 50%, special resolution minimum 75% of the vote. Then agenda and quorum of the meeting. So what do you mean by agenda now? Agenda, anyone? Agenda of meeting. Can anyone answer agenda
Basic
of meeting?
way the meeting has to be
Contents of the
conducted.
meeting, sir.
Contents of
Yeah,
the
the
meeting. Yeah,
contents.
predetermined.
Yeah, what all?
Yeah, points to be discussed at a meeting, isn't it?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes. So now agenda means that thing. Then one more thing, quorum. What is quorum? Quorum of the meeting. What is quorum of the meeting now?
Minimum requirement
Then
of members in a meeting.
Yes, minimum number of members to be present at one particular meeting. So there is some requirement that we need to see. So now agenda. Agenda refers to orderly sequence or list of items to be discussed at a formal meeting. So in other words, it is a predetermined program of matter to be discussed or transacted at one particular meeting. So that is known as agenda. Then what is quorum? Quorum means minimum number of members need to be present at any meeting to make proceedings of the meeting valid is called quorum. So in other words, it is a fixed number of members or eligible number of members who must be present physically at a meeting before any official business may be transacted or decision may be taken therein becomes legally binding. See, you can write it in your own word, but meaning should be there. So that is the one more thing. Now, next thing is proxy. So what is proxy? So now, whenever the member is unable to attend a meeting, there is one provision. He can appoint some other person. So for that appointment, he should give one notice before itself. So now, who is a proxy? Where a member is unable to attend the meeting personally, he can send another person to attend the meeting on his behalf. So that person is known as proxy. The person so deputed by a member to attend the meeting is called proxy. Or in other words, proxy refers to person authorized by a member of a company to attend and vote at a meeting, but he cannot speak at a meeting. So that is very important. He can attend the meeting, he can vote at the meeting, but he cannot participate in the meeting. Participate in the matters of the meeting. Participation means in the matters of the meeting he cannot take part. So that is one more thing of proxy. Yes, next ordinary resolution. Write a note on ordinary resolution. So I have given only meaning. For 6 mark, you should write sufficiently. You should write. So it is passed by the shareholder by simple or bare majority. That is more than 50% of the vote conveyed at meeting of members. According to the Companies Act ordinance, ordinary resolution means which is passed by simple majority of vote of member. The method of voting may be different. So there are different methods of voting that we need to see later. And that is present in person or proxy at a properly constituted or convened general meeting. That is ordinary resolution. So now we discussed ordinary resolution, then special resolution, then one more thing, one more resolution is there, that is a resolution requiring notice. So that we need to discuss. That is 12 mark question, type of resolution passed at general body meeting. So already we have discussed the ordinary and special resolution. The third one, resolution requiring special notice. So what is that? Notice of such intention to move the resolution. Means suppose basically this third point is nothing but ordinary resolution itself. So whenever the ordinary resolution is not passed due to some reason, then that resolution requires some special notice. So what is that notice? So this notice to be given by that person at least 14 days before the meeting at which it is to be moved. In other words, it is an ordinary resolution in which mover of the proposed resolution required to give a notice at least 14 days to the company, 14 days before to the company. So that is one more thing. That is the third point. After that, provisions of Companies Act regarding proxy. One more separate question. Who is a proxy and provisions of Companies Act regarding the appointment of proxy. So now various provisions they have given. First thing is authority. So whenever notice is issued to the member, in that one condition must be specified. That is what that condition, that member can appoint one more person. Suppose if he is unable to attend the meeting, that is proxy. That is first thing, authority. After that, written order. Written order, instrument appointing the proxy must be in writing and duly signed by the member or his authorized agent. That is the second thing. Then eligibility. Eligibility means a proxy. Yeah, proxy may or may not be a member of a company. However, minor cannot be appointed as a proxy. That is very important thing. Minor cannot be appointed as a proxy. Then number of proxy. In the case of private company, that person cannot appoint more than one proxy to attend the same meeting. However, in the case of public company, can be more than one. So that is number of proxy difference between public and private company. Then deposit of proxy form before 2 days, within 48 hours before the meeting. That is before 2 days of the meeting, you should deposit proxy form. Validity of proxy form deposited before the meeting shall be valid even for adjourned meeting. So what is the adjourned meeting now here? Adjourned meeting. What is the adjourned meeting? What is it?
Cancelled meeting, a meeting which is not held at all properly
Cancelled
without a
meeting.
quorum.
Adjourned meeting is which is held and cancelled for some reason, right?
Yes.
Yes. So that is
Mainly because of the proxy thing. I mean, mainly because of the quorum.
quorum. Minimum number of member is not satisfied.
Yeah,
So,
only
yeah.
then you adjourn. That is a basic thing of a adjourn meeting.
Yes. So in that case, what happens here? A proxy form deposited before the meeting shall be valid even for the adjourned meeting. That is validity of proxy form. That is sixth point. Inspection of proxy form. How inspection is done? Every member entitled to vote has a right to inspect the proxy form deposited with the company. So he can see whether the proxy is the member of the company or he is someone else. So that the members can see right to vote. Unless article provides otherwise, proxy can vote only when poll is conducted. So only when poll means their voting is conducted, then only he can vote. That is one more right provisions under Companies Act for proxy. Then no right to speak. A proxy has no right to speak at the meeting. So this is one more condition. Revocation of proxy. So revocation means what here? Taking back of the
Removal, yeah.
yeah. Taking back of the right. So proxy can be revoked by a member intimating the company. Yes, member himself can intimate the company, or else death of a member automatically revokes the proxy. So that is revocation of proxy. So there are 10 points, provisions of Companies Act regarding the appointment of proxy. Yes. So this is 12 mark question. Now last question from this chapter, that is essential or requisite of general body meeting. That is 24 marks question. So now basically there are 10 points are there that we need to discuss now. First one, proper authority. So meeting should be called by, mainly who will call the meeting? Yes, first thing is director. Director usually calls the meeting, or else shareholder in special circumstances, or else national company law board or law tribunal can conduct a meeting or organize a meeting. That is proper authority, first thing. And proper notice. Notice of legal communication in the form of invitation is to be issued to the concerned person giving detail of meeting. Means in the notice, everything should be mentioned. That is date of the meeting, time of the meeting, venue of the meeting. Everything must be intimated to all the members of the meeting. That is proper notice. Second thing, agenda. Agenda we have already discussed. that is list of predetermined items to be discussed at one particular meeting. That is known as agenda of meeting. Then quorum is nothing but minimum number of members to be present in one particular meeting to make that meeting effective or valid. It is known as quorum of the meeting, minimum number of members. Next, chairman. So chairman means there is a person who is a presiding officer to conduct the meeting. So he is a person who is appointed by the highest ranking officer at the meeting. So here, whether chairman is a director himself. My question is whether chairman is a director himself. Anyone?
Yes, yes, he is a director. He will be appointed among the directors.
Yes. Board of director. Yeah. Board of director will appoint that person, right? Yes. So that person itself is a chairman now here. Then proxy. When the member is unable to attend the meeting personally, he can send one more person to attend the meeting. That is proxy. 6 point. Motion. So motions here, it is a definite proposal placed before a meeting for discussion with a view to pass a resolution. So motion is just what in the short you can say it is an idea. Whether motion is considered as idea, anyone? Whether it is an idea or any thought.
What, sir? Motion. Motion is something
Yeah.
you place in a meeting for discussion. Maybe you want to pass it. It's certain idea or maybe.
It is a general idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
In other words, it is a proposition placed or put before the meeting for deliberation. So once it is passed by all the members, it becomes resolution. So first it is a motion. Once it is passed, it becomes resolution. Yes. So now after that, ascertaining the sense of the meeting or methods of voting. So now determining the views of the member on the motion under discussion. So that is known as ascertaining the sense of the meeting. That means all the approvals of the member is needed to pass that motion into to become a resolution or one final statement. The sense of meeting is ascertained through voting. So methods of voting. So what and all methods are there now? What and all methods are there? Can you tell what and all methods? What and all methods are there now?
Show of hands, postal ballot,
Yes.
e-voting.
Yes. Then any other method?
Show of hands is basic.
Yes.
Then it comes to postal ballot. Then electronic voting.
Yeah. So there are here they have given several methods they have mentioned. First is show of hand. You should show
that is there.
Yeah, you are in favor of the meeting or you are against the meeting. Means against that motion. So that is one basic thing. Then by acclamation, that is nothing but clapping.
That is stupid. That is stupid, sir. What is that?
So that is clapping of a hand or cheering. If you are against, then you can boo at the meeting, isn't it? So that is acclamation.
Are we in some concert?
So after that, by division. By division means here chairman of the meeting divides the member into two parties. So the opposition party, like in how there will be opposition parties there. Similarly, one is in the favor of the meeting, one is against the meeting. So that is by division. By poll means it is casting the vote by taking that is nothing but poll.
Normal ticking vote. Yeah, in a paper you tick.
Yes, by ballot. By ballot means it is a secret ballot paper. It is like chit is given to every member. There he should write whether he is yes or no, whether you are in favor of the meeting or you are against the meeting. That is known as by ballot. Secret chit. Then by electronic machine. In case voting, normal voting is not possible, electronic machine. Now modern day electronic machine is used. Voting by postal ballot. In certain areas where electronic machine also not reached, then you can vote through postal ballot. That is, you can write a letter. You can send your this thing, whether you are in favor or you are against the meeting. So after that, these are the methods of voting. After that, resolution. Resolution means it is a firm decision to do or not to do something. That is known as resolution. So in a legal sense, it is a form of decision taken at a meeting. So motion, once it is passed, it becomes a resolution. That is ninth one. Last one, minutes of meeting. Minutes of meeting means whatever the things happens during the meeting, that must be recorded in one particular book. That is known as minutes of meeting. That is nothing but it's a written record of the proceeding of company's meeting. So these are the things comes under sixth chapter, company meeting. Yes, now I am going to stop this class.